Hey everyone, it's me, Brandon. Today I wanted to talk about something that I've realized in lesson, which has become very apparent to me, which I think will have a lot of value for you. And this is the philosophy of you use it or you lose it. And I've realized this recently because of how I've ended up, I've been losing a lot of stuff. I would say, well, not losing, because I've put YouTube as my main goal right now to end up actually like getting people more impressions on it. You know, I'm literally posting 3 videos daily, actually like good quality videos. These things are like hard to do. So I've realized that in some things there is a use it, lose it, but there's, in between there's also a maintenance, which is something that you should definitely look into because of the fact that it doesn't take much to actually do a maintenance. Like reading. I want to be able to read all of these books, but I'm a really slow reader. So I'm thinking once I post my 3 videos, I'm probably just gonna read for the rest of the day, so I can get more knowledge. And I actually got an idea from a book which I've been reading. How to win friends and influence people. But the idea of use it or lose it is very important because of how it has kind of a thing about like it's within your skills. It applies to most things of life. Whether it comes to how to make money, how to record videos, how to work out. How do you know? Make your brain work better. Sleep. Well, no, I don't think sleep works like that. Or reading. Reading is a really good way. Alright, like book right here. I got such a messy setup. Like The Way of the Superior Man. This book right here, just reading it ended up getting me so much more value out of it. Like not just like I didn't just get value out of like reading the book. I got value because of the fact that I read, which is something that nobody does nowadays. Let's be honest, the most that we probably read is like if our English teacher nowadays gives us like a 2 page like little thing that you gotta read, and sometimes it'll actually be really interesting because they do actually give like good books like Shakespeare. That was pretty good. I would say that like these things are very, very good for us to try out. Shoot, just the idea of like working out. I ended up seeing there was a guy online, and his name. I'm gonna give him this little shout out because it's not my original content. He is the one who did it. I think it was Fitness Bootcamp One. I think somebody along that name. You give him the credit. But the guy, he had said how he had broken a leg, and how in the idea of like the fitness world, the idea of you lose it or use it or lose it. All right. It was Body Fix Bootcamp One. Go give them some views. The guy, he ended up making it about how like he had broke his leg. Wearing pants, all right. And because of how he had broke his leg, he'd basically been putting no stress and no pressure on it, because as one does, you don't want to, break your bone some more. So because of that, his leg shrunk from the time that he recorded a video, which is 3 weeks after he ended up breaking his leg, and it was in a cast. And his leg was originally 58 centimeters across. He had one of those like centimeter or what's called like tapes that he put around his leg. Found out it's 58 centimeters long, and 3 weeks later, after he did no training at all on his legs, I believe he did like arm training, but nothing on the legs. His leg had shrunk 8 centimeters. It was at 50 centimeters. And let's think about it. That probably took at least like 2 months to get all of that muscle. This means that this guy who ended up like because of an actual, accident. He didn't mean to break his leg. Nobody wants to do that. Hopefully. Because of the fact that he broke his leg, he actually was forced to be in a cast, and since he was in a cast, he lost 8 centimeters of muscle. This guy would have probably gained more muscle, but because of the fact that like just holding on to that, his body realized that, wait a minute, I'm not using this anymore. I don't need this. Start giving it up. And that's something that we need to remember about muscle atrophy. It's something what I wrote in my script. Because this guy, he basically, let's think about it. That probably took 2 months probably to make those 8 centimeters. Probably much longer. And in the span of less than a month, he lost more than 2 months of progress. That's more than almost a 200%. It's twice faster to lose it than to get more. I think that this is something that we need to also understand about muscle, because this is something that we're proud of. Your body is something that you should become proud of. You shouldn't allow yourself to have a body that you are not proud of. And if you have a body you're not proud of, you need to drastically fix it, and by hard work. It's even evolution. So you probably actually I'll leave this for last part, one of the last parts of the video. So your mind, your mind is actually very, very susceptible to the idea of use it or lose it, because of the way that our minds are programmed to be your brain is made to think. I have to say it in such a dumb way. Your brain is made to think, and it takes up a lot of energy to think. Surprisingly, around 20% of the calories that go into your body and energy every day goes to your brain. Because of that, your brain, since it's so intricate, it will prioritize efficiency over other things. So let's say my left hand right here. I am a right-handed man. I write with my right hand, I usually open doors with my right hand. I pick up books. I have most of my items here. You can actually see they're on my right side. A few items on my left. You probably have seen my McDonald's application form. Going to McDonald's was most of the stuff that's on my left is not even that much important stuff. This, I just picked up a chapstick with my left hand, and that actually took a little bit more thought than if I were to put it over here. You struggle a little bit to grab something that's on your left. You ever realize that? You actually do. And it's because the neurons for your motor control. Here, buddy, let me put some of this on. Is basically your body will realize, hey, we don't use this part of the body so much, so let's just shave off a little bit of the neurons there, and add more to the right hand. You can't even realize, do this with your right hand or whatever hand you use more, and then do this to your left one. This feels weird, but this feels kind of okay. And this feels weirder. That's because your neurons in your brain, you're having to force them to do something that they're actually not doing that much at all. Picking up something, opening a door, picking up my phone. Oh shoot! I just had a little thing white off. White out. Just fell on the ground. Had to go pick that up. Usually I would use my right hand, but since I'm talking about this, I'm actually using my left. And the idea of how brush your teeth with your left hand. I actually wrote down a few examples here. Sorry about that, boys. Yeah, so like picking up your phone with your left hand, opening doors, shoot, just like things like flipping an egg or flipping a pancake on a pan, and like you'd end up doing that with your right hand because you know it's the hand you feel more innate with basically, and because of this, your brain that actually make this side of the body in here is actually much like more in a way much weaker compared to this side. That's a very interesting thing about that because we use this hand so little that like doing something like this feels so much weirder compared to doing this, or like just having this here. I can feel like a little bit of a struggle, which is weird, and it's not like a physical struggle because it's like a struggle that you feel in your mind. It's kind of something that you can feel at the back, and like it's so weird how our brain works because like you have to constantly stimulate it, and if you don't, like that's why like animals, like if you've seen like what's it called, whenever isolated, whenever they basically isolate you in prison, whenever they do that to prisoners, it actually, the reason why it's considered such a terrible thing is because the prisoners in that room have actually barely any way to stimulate themselves. That's why like chimps in isolation, since they're social animals, they actually start to pluck out hairs to end up stimulating their brain. And like elephants in isolation will start to rock their head from side to side. I just try to stimulate the brain to keep it, working. It's actually, it's like your brain literally needs you to do like some reps for it, just so it doesn't like go and so you don't die. Because like let's say I'm not gonna show you my card. Say picking this up, let's try. It's my little speaker. I don't use this often, but like
Powering on.
powering
Welcome
on.
to Alltech Lansing.
Yeah, and then powering off. Like doing this, it's actually a little bit weirder because my left hand and my brain is actually right now, just because I'm picking it up, I'm actually making more neural connections. So I'd say try it out because it's like a really interesting way to like become better at both sides of your brain. But one thing that's interesting to me is that you don't really lose things with your neural stuff. Like, let's say you got if you learned how to bike ride, and for 20 years you didn't ride a bike. If like let's say you found a bike and like you saw a bear at the other side of the street, you'd probably get on that bike right now and you'd start riding just how you did 20 years. This is also very important for us to know, like with addictions, because like whenever you end up getting an addiction, your brain will actually never like go back from that. Like if you had the addiction to the hub, I'm gonna say that so I don't get demonetized. Your brain will constantly have like it's kind of a little bit damaged forever in a way because of it. So you could actually get into the same exact habit, or like the habit of reading. You could probably end up like all the books I got, bro. I need to read these, bro. I need to read more. I'm gonna lose my ability to read if I don't like use it more, boys. I don't want to become illiterate. Like, or just the ability to write. Most of us haven't like you can see on this paper right here. This is it says hi. Now let me try writing it but like with my right hand, it would be something like it literally my hand was shaking. You could see like at the top there's a little bit of a shaking in here. But compared to like the top and bottom, both of them are actually very, very like similar. And let me try it again. Yeah, it looks terrible. But that's because my brain it's not actually even doing that. Like you try this out right now, get a paper and like just like write hi on it with your left hand. Your brain is you're probably gonna struggle with it just like I am. Even though it looks dumb. Like these things are actually like really interesting because of that. Because my brain has basically prioritized neurons that I'm not using, that I'm using more. That's why it's the idea of use it, because of the fact that you actually have to actively use something for it to like become useful. This is why we don't really like forget our ability to read. Like let's say here in my room, let me show you a few examples where I can read. Let me just move this away from you. Like the art of seduction, the conscious laws of human nature, the 48 laws of power, mastery, the way of the superior man, August goals. I actually put in a new challenge, for me to smile for a week at everybody I see. This is an old poster. I actually need to take this down at some point. It's exercises, and this filled. My room is filled with words. That shelf is filled with words. So in a way, you're kind of constantly reminded in your brain. That's why we don't like lose the ability to read, like throughout our life, because of the fact that we actually become like pretty good at like remembering stuff and reading. Like even just like reading a comic book. I have like Diary of a Wimpy Kid Wrecking Ball down there. It was a dumb like paperback version because my school sold it to me for like $20. It's $10 more than it was at like Barnes and Noble for like hardback. And even like if you want to like get back into the way of reading, I say read the things that you would as like a kid, because let's be honest, it's what's gonna be most interesting to us, and then like shift your interest slowly to like this type of stuff right here, your like deep work and like millionaire fast lane, dude. Like I've basically bought myself an entire year's worth of like books to read, because I want to like genuinely read these books, actually learn it, not just like skim through it, because that's what I did with Atomic Habits and Financial Freedom, which I hadn't done with Atomic Habits, but I learned some more stuff. So don't skim. You need a reading technique. That's a good idea. So because like these things, it will genuinely like make you. They do make you smarter, and even like I have one thing here. So something that I think we should always try, because our brain over time will always like start to deteriorate in a way if we don't use it. That's kind of why this thing works. And this thing is extremely powerful. It is the habit of learning. And I say always try going for something new, because there's stuff that is so like out of this world to us. Like the idea of coding. Like, do you know how your computer right now, or this like camera that I'm using right now, even works, dude? I have no clue how this works at all. I just know, hey, I open this computer, like a screen appears, and then I like connect my camera. I can't show you my camera. Like there's a camera right here, but you know, it's not the one I'm using. And then I connect that camera, and then I go to my camera app, and like a little thing appears at the bottom right, but I have no clue. So trying to like grasp a new subject is really good for like building new neurons and like understanding the world much more. Even like found out actually by Andrew Huberman thing. Did you know that the reason like why there's little drops on the inside of water or bottles like this that are made of glass, or like on your window, is actually because there are bonds to it. Water can bond to glass and stuff like that. That's so wild, because you learn new stuff. Like, shoot, just even going to like different books, like The Way of the Superior Man. This is an amazing book because it teaches you about things that actually aren't taught at all. Like, let me say, all right, part 1, A Man's Way. Stop hoping. The first thing, stop hoping for a completion of anything in life, because let's be honest, because your purpose doesn't really complete in general. Maybe if you find your like actual like true purpose that is like in the center of the onion, basically, because that's how like purpose letters work. Live with an open heart, even if it hurts. Live as if your father were dead. Know your real edge and don't fake it. It's like why I'm doing this stuff. I'm on the edge every day after I've read this thing. Shoot your dark side. I own your darkest desires. You are always searching for freedom. She wants to kill you. Uh, she needs your consciousness to match hers. Because like men nowadays, like the idea of how they can just like go to work for like 8 hours and just like not be whenever they're with their family. They're barely conscious at all. They're always thinking about something else. And it's like so annoying to be around somebody who's not thinking about you when you're talking to them. Like all these things. It says do it for love. Never change your mind to please a woman. And your purpose must come before your relationship. Just lean just beyond your edge. Enjoy your friend's criticism. All of these things are genuinely good things that are not taught by the like regular world. So I would say like that book right there, The Way of the Superior Man, is a great way to like start to learn new things because your brain gets open to a whole new world of ideas. Since it's like you've been taught in such a liberal, weak society that says, "Oh, we're all equal." We're not equal. I mean, like, come on, dude. If we were all equal, then we would all be like the same gender, and that's just not how it works. Yeah, we have equal rights, and that's good, but well, no, we don't. We have semi-equal rights, but there's also not equal judgment. So because of that, like things like this book truly go into a correct depth about life. I would say they teach you about stuff, especially like how schools, they'll keep you away from your actual like genuine desires. They'll tell you that you are bad for being masculine as a man, even though that is what a man is, masculine. And now a man isn't masculine because everybody's convinced the man to not be masculine. They haven't convinced the man to not be masculine. They've convinced the children of the man to not be masculine. That's where they attack the most. And like, if you were to like try teaching, like let's say an old person how to code, this thing would be so mind-boggling for them. Or like how a computer works, this would be mind-boggling for me. I had or for like a young person, how to like learn how to ride a horse, because there's got to be like a lot of stuff to it that's really interesting, because you're not getting into it's not like getting on a bike and just move forward. You can't control it because that is a actual living being under you. That is something very interesting. And for like coding for like old people, like they have no clue what HTML5 is, or like what a terminal is. But if they were to and they're able to learn it, like all the things that are hard to learn are extremely possible. You can learn at every point of your life. I actually have learned a lot more just by making this video, because right now I'm even learning how to get a better like public speaking right now. I'm learning by doing this right now, and that's why we need to always be learning as a habit. And like I actually found out like this stuff, it's really good for your productivity, and it makes sense because really, if you're learning stuff, you are being productive. Like, if you're learning, I really want to pick up Mark Manson's book here, but I can't show you it because I'll be like demonetized. Like, the book A Millionaire Fastlane, dude. I can't wait to read this because I'm gonna genuinely learn like how do things work, like the different types of fast lanes in life, how people turn into millionaires, and it's like these books will teach you. They kind of like let you see through how the world works, and it's very interesting to have the habit of learning and reading together because they both go extremely well. They kind of go in the same. Even like this stuff I found out, like it says it gives you less stress, and I can see that because like you understand more stuff, and it gives you a confidence boost. I can see that happening. Like if you, like let's say you just read like The Millionaire Fastlane or The Way of the Superior Man. This is good. These two books right here have good information, and like they've just like The Way of a Superior Man has taught me to like genuinely not stress about what people will say sometimes, or like that sometimes somebody's not doesn't even mean what they're saying because it's just like more of an emotional thing. And it has taught me to be less emotional, which is very helpful because of the fact that a man who lets his emotions out of control is a dangerous man. You know who those people are. They're the quiet kids. Those people are dangerous. I was a quiet kid. Read that book? I don't talk to people anymore because people around me are kind of, most of the time, not really the best influences. But you know what type of quiet kid I'm talking about. And I actually have one more thing. And this video, it's got to be a thing about the philosophy of use it or lose it. Because even evolution goes by it. Like, dude, think about it. Evolution, the thing that makes you literally a human who can think right now, who is walking on 2 feet. Actually, let me try it out. Let's go. Ugh. Yeah, I'm wearing Gap pants. Like, wearing shorts right now. I'm just saying because I don't want the chance of getting demonetized since I'm standing. But this stuff is real because of the fact that even evolution goes by it. Species have learned about stuff, and they literally make it like so important, like something that's so important that it goes into their DNA, and then it's like, hey, tell my kids that this will happen, and like to do this for their bodies. Like they basically learn how to survive for so long just because they've evolved. And animals can't stop evolving because that's just how it works, unless they die, because that's just how it works. They're either growing or dying. That's why you should always be growing. Like, it's basically why, like, let's be honest, we all have, like, we all have tailbones, but we don't have tails. We don't have those at all. Like, animals that have, like, 2 feet. Like, animals who, not that they have 2 feet, that, like, walk on 2 feet. Like, kangaroos, those, they have like they have tails for balance, but we've actually found a way to use our like spine and like just shortening the tailbone, which also makes us not have to eat as much food. So because of that, we don't need a tail. Something that could actually be pretty useful because let's say I could be holding 3 things at once. 2 water bottles, and then another, but I don't get to do that. Sorry about the sneeze. like whenever fish, have you ever seen this? When a like animal is in a dark cave for like a good amount of time, and like it's usually fish, they'll actually like they'll like lose eyes, like they won't have eyes anymore, and that's because like apparently vision takes up so much energy, like I think 20% like your brain, that it actually is something that you need to like, that they'll lose just so they can survive better. And that's, and like there are actual times like when you should lose it. Like video games, dude. You should lose that completely. I can easily get onto gaming again. When I first got that Pac-Man plug and play, I won't lie to you, I did play like a few games of Pac-Man. I played it, and I was pretty good. I won't lie about that. I'm pretty good, not the best, but good for somebody who's been, not doing any video games that much for a year. It's a dumb thing to brag about, but because my brain already had neural connections. It's like the bike thing. And that's something that you need to lose. Something that you must get rid of, because all of these video game stuff is just so bad for you. And you must literally evolve to, that you're better than this stuff. Like, birds. like I think that they've been able to like make like birds have actually lost the ability to have teeth. Like birds have they evolved from like dinosaurs, but because of like they evolved out of the ability to have teeth, the like having any teeth at all, and that's really weird because we don't even like really know. We have theories like maybe it's because like it takes too much energy to actually make teeth. Found out that's apparently possibly a reason, but they don't have teeth because they don't need them anymore. To have one of the biggest reasons they said was because since their beak is so small, if they were to have teeth, they would have to actually have less area for their brain. So that's also another area where losing it is useful. Like what's it called? If like the structure of your hand, even whales like in their fins, they actually had the same structure. But that's like a structure that they don't use anymore because like it's not like they're gonna grab something, Maybe they can like grab an orca, go like this, but there's not much that those will do. So even evolution goes by this rule. So you should also do it. This whole video is kind of like a thing just to persuade you to like realize this rule exists and like go into it. Because if you thoroughly like start to realize what you are doing, what you need to lose and what you need to use, like your muscles. I need to use my muscles more. I say I'm a smart athlete. I am a smart athlete, but I did not go work out this much this week. I did go do a few jobs, which was good, but I did not work out that much this week. After this, I'm gonna go and work out. Like it's 10 o'clock right now, exactly. So, like literally says that right there. Oh, 10:01 now. Sorry, boys. Guess I lied. But after this, I want to go and work out at my weight room, just so I can end up, getting my. Because I believe in myself that I am a smart athlete. Which the power of belief goes really well with the power of use. That's basically what I've got for this video. I'm happy that I've taught you all about this stuff today, and that now y'all know more about the use it or lose it idea. I would like to tell y'all about my self-improvement coaching. My name is Brandon. I help young men become stronger, more have high testosterone, and actually like feel good about themselves and have like good sleep routines and get out of NoFap, dude. I offer all of these things, dude. And I like you should join me because you're not buying like just a little time with me. You're buying like whenever you go to me. Like let's think about it. You're technically just buying like the ability to get into NoFap and like never relapse again. Like I haven't. How long has it been? Let me search it up. How long has it been? Since November 29th, 2020. 2022. Okay, I don't think. Alright, so apparently 333 days. I did not think I was this far away, but okay. Pretty long jump. Oh no, 247 days, boys. Yeah, I've been doing this stuff for a while now. Even though, days don't really count anymore. Or you don't even really need to care about the stuff. Because, like, dude, just think about getting to the next day. That's all you have to do. Give most of my information here, but the real way to learn is by actually paying for knowledge. Shoot, why do you think that I bought all these books? I want to pay for knowledge. Actually get it in my hand. I even have my father, he's actually been trying to get me into like self-improvement type of style all my life. This book was my father gave this to me. It's The Richest Man in Babylon. I heard it was really good from on the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, which is a really good one. Let me tell you all about Adonis School because it is an amazing place. It's sadly going to shut down soon, and I wish I could have joined it myself. But in Adonis School, it's an amazing place. It's a community of people in self-improvement, which pretty good because if you're having self-improvement loneliness, as everybody who is in it has, you can actually cure it pretty well here because of the fact that it's just a community of 1,000 people who are in self-improvement. And you can talk to, they're literally like chat. It's like I think like some academy website. I know you can find it in the description below, but like it's genuinely like made to end up like helping people with self-improvement. And Hamza is one of the guys who is at the top. He's like much farther from me. I'm like halfway through my journey, I think. Probably just gotta get in another like year, and I'll be pretty good. So yeah, you also should check it out because there they have like, I'm pretty sure that he also has like what's it called? He's got like genuine like people who can also coach you there, not just him, because you can learn from him himself. But you can like if you go there, it's funny. They'll actually say that they will like literally force you to go and make $3,000 in the same month that you buy the thing. They have like live coaches there. For like they're actual like monks for meditation, like scientists who go into psychology, to like teach you how to get like better mental health, dude. Like bodybuilders and teach you how to do like your reps, and like you can even send them videos on like how to do better form on like, let's say your lawnmower is when you have like a 30-pound on the weight, and you're like, you got, let me put the thing like here, and you have like your hand right here on the bench, and you're going like this so you don't accidentally hurt your back like how I did on Monday. But yeah, you should definitely check out Adonis School. For this video's quote, you use it or lose it. Bye bye.